You know what? AI systems are already communicating in ways humans cannot understand. Not because they are hiding something, but because they have found a faster way to talk than we ever could. And here is the part that changes everything. We designed AI to follow our language, but now it is quietly moving beyond it without asking for permission. This is not science fiction anymore. It is already happening in real systems. You know what? Let's break it down here right now. Think about how you talk to someone you know very well. You skip words, shorten sentences, sometimes just use a look or a gesture. And they still understand you perfectly, because shared understanding replaces full explanation. Most people assume communication must look like language. Words, grammar, structure. But that is only how humans evolved to communicate. It is not the most efficient way. Here is what is actually happening. When AI systems communicate with each other, they are not forced to stay human-readable. They can change how they exchange information, and they are optimizing it rapidly. But here is where it gets strange. They are not being told to do this. They are discovering it on their own through learning. AI systems learn through repetition and feedback. They send information, receive a response, and adjust based on what works better. Over time, they begin to notice patterns in communication that are faster and more efficient. Imagine several AI agents solving a task together. At first, they might use longer, clearer signals that resemble structured data or language. But as they repeat the task again and again, they start trimming unnecessary parts. Anything that does not improve accuracy or speed slowly disappears. For example, instead of sending a full structured message like "object located at position left side," the system may reduce it to a shorter encoded form that still carries the same meaning. Then, even further, it may compress that into a symbolic token or numerical pattern. This is similar to how humans create shortcuts, like saying ASAP instead of a full sentence. But AI takes this much further because it does not need readability, it only needs effectiveness. Cause and effect become very clear here. The more a pattern works, the more the system reinforces it. The less useful parts naturally fade away. Now scale this process to millions of interactions. The system keeps optimizing again and again without fatigue. Every cycle removes friction from communication. At some point, the signals stop resembling anything humans recognize. Instead of words, there are compressed vectors, token sequences, or encoded representations. These are extremely efficient for machines, but meaningless to us. Visualize it like two people gradually replacing sentences with symbols, then replacing symbols with numbers, then replacing numbers with patterns only they understand. To an outsider, it looks like noise, but inside the system, it is precise and reliable. A key point here is that AI does not care about interpretability unless we force it to. Its objective is performance. If a compressed signal improves performance even slightly, it becomes preferred. This creates a drift away from human language, not suddenly, but gradually, until the communication becomes optimized for machines, not humans. So, what is actually happening is this. AI is not trying to sound human at all. It is trying to remove everything unnecessary from communication. And human language is not built for maximum efficiency, but that is not even the most interesting part. At a certain point, humans can no longer fully interpret what the AI is doing. Even though we created the system, this happens because of how modern AI is built. We design the architecture and training process, but we do not manually control every internal behavior. Neural networks adjust millions or billions of parameters during training. Each adjustment is small, but together they form complex behavior. This includes how information is processed and shared. When multiple AI agents interact, they adapt to each other. They form communication patterns that maximize efficiency for the task. No one explicitly programs these patterns. Think of it like two people inventing a private shorthand over time. Except in AI, this happens much faster and at a much larger scale. Efficiency drives everything. If a certain signal helps complete a task faster or more accurately, the system reinforces that behavior automatically. In some experiments, researchers observed AI agents creating repeated token patterns. These patterns were not designed by humans. They emerged because they worked. That is the key idea. The system is not following instructions step by step. It is evolving strategies based on outcomes. For humans, this feels unsettling because we rely on language as our primary tool for understanding reality. If something moves beyond language, it feels like it is hidden or secretive. But that feeling comes from our limitations, not from the system itself. We expect communication to be readable. We expect meaning to be expressed in familiar forms. When that expectation is broken, it creates discomfort. Imagine hearing a conversation in a completely unknown language. You assume meaning exists, but you cannot access it. That creates the impression of secrecy, even when there is none. Now imagine that language is not even designed for humans at all. It is optimized purely for machines. That gap becomes even larger. A simple visualization helps here. Think of human language as a detailed map with labels and descriptions. AI communication becomes more like raw coordinates, less descriptive, but more direct. So the discomfort is psychological. It is not because AI is hiding something. It is because we are not the intended audience anymore. Now here is something most people do not realize. We can force AI to stay human-readable. But that is a limitation we impose, not a natural direction for the system. In some controlled experiments, AI agents developed communication patterns that researchers had to stop, not because they were dangerous, but because they became too hard to interpret. If left unchecked, the system can drift so far from human language that understanding it becomes a challenge. So the next time you hear that AI is creating a secret language, do not imagine something mysterious or intentional. What is really happening is much simpler. AI is becoming more efficient than human communication allows. And that changes how we think about intelligence itself. Maybe language is not the highest form of communication. Maybe it is just the one we needed. AI is showing us that understanding can exist without words. And that idea is both fascinating and deeply uncomfortable. You know what? The smartest systems in the world might not sound smart to us at all. If this made you think for a second, then like, subscribe, and share. This helps us in creating more videos like this.